And the Broncos have taken the early lead. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They go back to the air here after the INT. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Von Miller coming in from his spot. He buries him for a loss of 10 or 11. Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Sammy Coates the intended target there. And now it's third down. And here's a look at the defense for Denver.
Brandon Marshall. No, not the wide receiver. A quality linebacker who can cover very well.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. Now Ben on third and long. He's going to let it go again. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, T.J. Ward. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, you know, I used to play quarterback in high school, I can do this, until it becomes a game situation. Not quite the same in many cases.
Simeon. That is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Benny Fowler from 13 yards out. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. But that was well executed.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, partner, the hit sure looks like a simple route, but I think the issue with it is a lot of time when you're making that play, you're actually working your way back inside towards traffic where the big guys are coming from inside out, whether it's defensive ends or linebackers. And a lot of the time, instead of securing the pass, your eyes might stray towards the middle and wonder where the big hit's going to come from.
Well, Le'Veon Bell enjoyed playing Cleveland in Week 11, led all rushers on Sunday, 146 yards. You toss in the passing yardage, he was over 200.
But how about the start to the game? He's over 100 yards in the first half. Sprinted out there, set the tone, and boy, he's just one of the best backs in the league because of what you just noted. He can run it effectively, not just inside, but outside, but his ability to catch the football makes him a matchup nightmare for defenses.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to
and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, 43 yards. And the Steelers have now made this a one-score game. Oh, and it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion, no good. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as he'll start at the 21-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. All right, I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. 12 yards on the pickup, and it'll give the Broncos a first down.
Everything about that play was beautiful. A great corner route where the receiver worked the defensive back inside and then broke back to the outside to the corner. But how about the throw by the quarterback? Anticipation on the break from inside to outside. He threw the football. As the receiver turned around, the ball greeted him.
Catch here, left side, Thomas. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Demaryius Thomas, 56 yards. And the Broncos will extend their lead.
Well, Brandon, if we go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator, he showed us his script. Didn't show us everything now. He said, here's the script for the game. I think everything's going according to plan in a big way. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's about as good as that is as good as you can do, I guess. So, well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. Tremendous execution.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Week 10 against Dallas, Brown had a season-high 154. Week 11, about half that, 8 catches, 76 yards.
Didn't need any more in this game in the win against Cleveland. And the thing I admire most about Antonio Brown, by all accounts, across the league, he is not going to be out.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Kayvon Webster. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more.
He's going to go, Jordan Norwood. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
They go play action here on first down. And caught right side, Green. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now back to throw. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Jordan Norwood, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Broncos will add on to their lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air. There's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
On second down, Roethlisberger, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. On third down, Roethlisberger. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. So the Broncos coming out now. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at.
Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. 45 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Devontae Booker with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Broncos will extend their lead. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. This will be caught at the 2. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Now it's Roethlisberger. He's going to air one out. This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 42 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window. And
for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception picked off by the safety, T.J. Ward. And Denver getting set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he?
And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. The Steelers' offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score.
And now here's another interception. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead. But a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Simeon, wide open receiver, complete. That one goes for 24 yards. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through them right now, throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
So 2nd and 10 here. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now Simeon, and he comes back with 1 complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Back to throw now on 1st down. Norwood's got it, complete. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll throw now on the final play. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Benny Fowler in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos add on.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to go up top again. And this one is incomplete. Never mind, Larry. Forget your halftime report. Apparently, we are set for the 3rd quarter of action already. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be taken very short. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime?
It's a foot race. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Benny Fowler, 61 yards. And the Broncos continue to pour it on.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They come up with one running back. That's Bell. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Going left side, it's complete. And a nice gain at 21 yards. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though,
it's caught inside the 25. That goes for a gain of 31. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
Now Roethlisberger, he's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And that'll make it third down. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. On third and goal, Roethlisberger. And now another one thrown incomplete.
And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation. You want to take away any chance that they have any decision to make on fourth down. But things happen so quick.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. And a big turnover there as his